What's up, my dudes? I'd like to thank all my sponsors. Shout out to Mama Winfrey for all the love and support over the years. I appreciate you. I bet about 40% of you guys will even get that reference, and another 0% of you guys will get that second reference there. I'm just shooting them out left and right, dude. But also, I wanted to thank a real sponsor of the channel. He is actually sponsoring the pro races in MX Simulator as well, and he's a real-life pro supercross and motocross racer, and he's actually starting his own clothing line, so you should definitely go check him out at squidsquadstl.com. And he's got all kinds of cool like motocross lingo style shirts and hoodies and stickers and stuff like that, you know, shirts that say like send it and all this other kind of stuff. So definitely go help support him. He's small business trying to make it happen. You got to love that shit, man. Anybody that's trying to make their dreams happen, you just gotta support that kind of stuff, because it's not, they don't have the funds like everyone else has, but they still believe in the dream. So definitely go check him out. He is basically my first, what you would call like main sponsor of my channel here. So yeah, definitely cool. I appreciate him reaching out to the channel, and if I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't have him as a sponsor. So you know, I believe in what he's doing. He's a small business, small motocross business on top of everything else. So you got to support those dudes out there for sure. He is you know, just trying to build up his clothing line, and I think he's got a cool name to it. He's got a cool thing going for him. You know, he's really trying to do a lot of different stuff out there. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more of that in the future, so be prepared. But kind of goes along with this video, I wanted to go in here and talk about sponsors on MX Simulator in particular. And if you are a track maker, or really it goes for a lot of different things, but especially if you're a track maker in this game, this video is really for you. What I wanted to talk about is if you have a custom track that you're going to be coming out with, or whatever, anything within MX Simulator, I just wanted to let you know that I want to really get into putting my own tough blocks in a lot of custom tracks out there, so we can work a deal out. I can, you know, pay you a little bit of money to put my tough block on your track, and it's not like I'm really gonna get a lot of personal gain from this. I mean, for the most part, pretty much everyone that's seen MX Simulator or played it has seen or heard of me at some point in time, so it's not like it's really worth the money for me to pay people to put my tough blocks on their tracks, but it's more of just trying to grow MX Simulator into something bigger and get more into real sponsors, and not just, you know, oh, having a Monster Energy tough block and a fucking Suzuki tough block. Like, obviously they're not actually sponsoring those tracks and stuff, you know. And a lot of the teams in this game, they are based around sort of like false sponsorships. If you guys didn't know that, a lot of your like different teams, I'm not going to name names here, but there's a lot of them out there that aren't actually sponsored by the teams that they say they're sponsored by. That's just, they're just kind of playing that sort of that fantasy, I guess you could say, within MX Simulator. Like, if they're on a Kawasaki, they're going to say they're on the Monster Energy Kawasaki team, or if they're on a Yamaha, they're going to say they're on the Star Yamaha team, when the actual real-life Star Yamaha and Kawasaki, Monster Energy Kawasaki teams don't have any clue about them whatsoever. So there's a lot of that happens with MX Simulator, and the reason being is there's not a whole lot of support behind the game, so people just have to go to different routes with doing sponsorships and building teams and stuff like that. But that's why I want to really get into building more of a real sponsorship base with MX Simulator. I want it to, like, when people make custom tracks and you look off the tracks on the banners and the tough blocks and the different stuff around the stadiums, you're actually seeing real sponsorships of that track. You understand what I'm saying? You're actually seeing real stuff, and the teams actually bring on real sponsorships, and people that are actually supporting them with real life funds, and then now you're actually getting more of a realistic actual what's cool about it is it's more of a realistic how real life sponsorships for motocross is, but in the video game, you see. So when you can build that up more, that's what becomes really cool. And the reason why I'm riding on this track is because I actually sponsored this track and put my tough block on this one, and that's what I really want to get into with this game. So if you're about to make a custom track, just hit me up on my email address or pretty much anything, and just send me pictures of your track before you release it and let me know kind of your idea behind it, and we can work out a deal. I'll pay you a certain amount of money and I will put my tough blocks on your track, or we can make a banner and put it on the track or whatever. We'll have a YouTube Spencer Turley tough block of some sort on there, and we'll get it rocking, dude, for sure. And I think it'll just be a cool way to support some of the track makers in the game a little bit more. I know a lot of them, you know, it's not their game, so you can't really charge money for the track. It just doesn't really work like that. Especially for your more standard style tracks. It's a little bit different when you get to the extreme 3D scan Nicholas Sandbox style stuff. You know, I can understand to a certain degree that could be definitely something you would pay for in this game, but with your just standard, more so normal style tracks, those track creators don't really have any way to make money off of that other than I mean, if someone paid them to make that particular track for them or something like that. So there is a little bit of it in that sense, but for the most part, everyone's just doing it for free, and that's all they should expect. But I'm just, you know, don't go into custom track making in this game thinking you're going to make a living off of it, because it's not even your game, dog. You know what I mean? So you got to be chill when it comes to that. But I just think the overall sponsorship thing in the whole realm of the game needs to be improved. Like, real life sponsors really need to come on board, and people that really believe in the game and really want to get behind the game and support the game, they need to step up to the plate and really start trying to support some of the custom tracks. And like I'm saying, it's not like I'm going to get a crazy, it's not like, oh, I'm going to pay this dude some money and I'm going to make my money back from people seeing my tough block on the track. Like, that's obviously not what's going to happen here. I'm doing it more out of just the love of the game and wanting to grow the game and support the game and be behind things with the game. And that's one of my biggest things I try to do with everything that I do. There's a lot more behind it. I want to grow these motocross games and try to make more of a realistic experience with you know, MX Simulator as far as how the sponsorship aspect of it goes and everything. So yeah, do not hesitate to hit me up on my email address, spencerturley@live.com, no space, no capital. If you're about to release one of your custom tracks with this game, or hell, even Reflex, any motocross game out there, or anything that you do, I will stick behind it and sponsor that. We can work out deals. You know, I mean, I'm not going to pay like a crazy amount of money, but it's definitely something that would be a nice little bonus for a track maker, you know, and MX Simulator is not really used to getting paid anything. So I really want to get into that, and I would have already sponsored the pro racing in this game, like the EMF tracks and stuff. I would have already paid them to have my tough blocks on those tracks, but I don't want anyone to get it jaded and think that I am sort of like paying a series that I'm racing in, and that whole side of it, you know, I don't even want to get into that, because you guys know my stance on that shit. So, you know, I don't want it to be like, hey, I'm supporting this, but yet I'm also racing in it. So, you know, it builds a bit of that weird conflict of interest kind of vibe going on there. So I don't even want to get into that. But if like, for instance, I just quit pro racing for a year or whatever, I would definitely support the pro racing and put, you know, pay to have my tough block on there and that kind of thing. It's just a cool way of, you know, being able to support the game without having to pay a crap load of money, but yet you're still getting your name out there. And I hope a lot of people join me in. Some of you other YouTubers, I hope you really get into supporting some of the track makers in the game on Reflex and MX Simulator, And I think it'll be really cool and definitely help some of the realism aspects of the game like that. And I have a lot of big plans in the future for team style stuff. I'm not even going to get into that in this video, but there's going to be a lot of realistic sponsorship, money involved stuff going on with the team that I'm going to be making in the future. So, you know, stay tuned for that. I'm going to be getting it quite on a realistic level. So I think it'll be cool. But yeah, my whole goal is just trying to push these games and push the realism and get money behind it and support it. And I just think it's a cool thing. And that's what's so cool about the dude over there with Squid Squad wanting to sponsor me and sponsor the pro racing in this game. And he's really trying to get something going, you know, he's really trying to make something happen. And you just got to have respect for that. So by all means, please go check him out. Squid Squad, STL.com, dude. You guys won't be disappointed in the stuff that you're seeing. I'm just telling you right now, as a motocross fan, you're not going to be disappointed in it. Like, obviously, he's more of a small scale, so he doesn't have just a totally crazy catalog, but, like, you know, some pretty cool stuff he's got going on there. So, either way, man, and you guys know how I am with sponsorship type stuff. If I don't believe in it, I'm not going to stand for it or be sponsored by it. I don't care what amount of money. If it's some kind of horse shit that I don't believe in, I'm not going to, like, portray to you that it's good when it's not, or try to say, oh, you should love this when you shouldn't, or it's actually bad, but they're paying me, so I'm going to say it's good. I'm not even that kind of guy whatsoever. Like, I actually believe in what the dude over there at Squid Squad is doing. So, and it's just so cool that he's supporting the pro racing in the game and everything too. So, either way, yeah, I just wanted to kind of dedicate a video to this. I really wanted to just kind of open people's eyes with how the different elements you really can support track makers in the game, more so than just donating to them. It's a cool, real comparison element when you start having real life tough blocks and banners and everything around tracks. It just gives the tracks a certain level of different coolness to them. I don't know. And then maybe one day, you never know, maybe Monster Energy, we could grow this game to a point where the real Monster Energy is actually sponsoring tracks and MX Simulator. Will that not be fucking awesome? Like, you know, that's the long-term goal, but you can kind of see where it can start to be built from. It's got to be built from these smaller companies and smaller YouTube channels and everyone coming together, and that's just what makes everything grow in the game. So yeah, that's my biggest goal for it. But hey dudes, I just wanted to let you know, if you guys want to donate to me personally, the link is in the description for that, and it'll be on the screen right there as well. And any new donations I get, you'll be shouted out in a video, and your message will actually be read at the beginning of a video. And I have all of my top monthly donator list and my top 10 of all time list. And anybody out there that is wanting to sponsor me or get me to sponsor their track or any sort of sponsorship deal, all you got to do is hit me up on my email address. It'll be on the screen right there as well, and we can work out a deal for that. Doesn't matter how small or how big the deal is you're trying to make. Like, I'm not expecting it to be like a, you know, $1,000 deal or something. Like, we can work out something small and try to make some things grow out here, man. Also, just reminding you guys, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, all of that kind of stuff, Steam, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live. Good God, it goes on for days. All that different stuff is Spencer Turley, no space, no capital. And I will add you guys on that stuff. And yeah, so other than that, man, got all my playlists on my front page, got all my MX Simulator different series, got all of my other game series on my front place. I'm having this easier. It's always so hard to say that word. But I've got all my playlists on my front page, so all you got to do is just go to my front page, click on my name down below this video, and it will have all that there. And yeah, so be cool. Finally got a sponsor for the channel, and hoping to grow that in the future as well. So either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.